Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be testing out some new Dollar Tree skincare. And I have exactly 4 products that we're going to try out. We have the newest Global Beauty Care Rose line, and we're going to be trying out the toner and the face oil. And then we have 2 new Splash products. We have the Balancing Toner Serum Spray, and then we have the Everything Hydrating Balm. I have nothing on my face today, so this is going to be a full product review. So if you want to see what I think of these new Dollar Tree products, then continue watching. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Brittany and I go by the Beauty Bug here on YouTube. Here I do makeup tutorials. I am currently doing a project pan. I'm on a budget, so you'll see hauls from Dollar Tree. So yeah, and I love candles. I love anything that's fragranced and beauty. I love eyeshadow palettes, and I love trying on makeup. So if that interests you, go ahead and consider subscribing to my channel for more. So let's go ahead and get started. I just finished washing my face, and like I said, I don't have anything on. We're going to be trying 2 face serums or face sprays. But we're going to go ahead and try the new Splash Balancing Toner Serum Spray. And it says shake to activate. So this is basically a vegetable collagen spray with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. And this is a toner, so I guess we just kind of spray it all over the face. So I'm going to go ahead and rub this in. It dries down pretty quickly. And you definitely do get like a moisturizing feeling. And it does also give my face just a little bit of glow. So honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about the spray part of this toner. So we're going to go ahead and put some on a cotton round. Whenever I use toners, I always use them in like a cotton round. I don't know why, it feels like it glides on better. So we're just going to apply more. It feels really nice and cooling. Okay, so honestly, I like the feeling I get when I use a cotton round. I don't really like the spray. I'm not sure why it is. Maybe it's because I'm like a texture person, but I feel like it glides on the skin just a little bit smoother. The spray is pretty nice, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it just sat on my face a little bit. I feel like using a cotton round, you're able to get the product soaked into your skin a little bit better. But that's just my opinion. I do like that you get the option to either use it as a spray or on a cotton round. But yeah, this is not bad for $1.25. This is a pretty decent toner. I gave my skin about 5 minutes to dry, and my skin does look and feel pretty good. It does feel hydrated, and it feels really soft. So it's a pretty moisturizing toner. And we're going to go ahead and apply the Geranium and Rose Face Hydrator. I'm kind of like doubling up on the hydration today. On the back here it says botanical treatment to promote self-care and support healthy glowing skin. This has geranium, which helps smooth, tone, and minimize the appearance of fine lines. It has rose, which hydrates, balances the skin for a softer look and feel. And it also has white tea, which is packed with antioxidants that are essential to support collagen. This is also mineral-free, paraben-free, and alcohol-free, and it is not tested on animals. So it says apply to clean skin in a circular motion until completely absorbed. Wash hand after use. So we're going to go ahead and spray that on. Okay, this was not at all a pleasant experience. That came out, that actually squirted directly on my eyeball, which I did not appreciate. So we're gonna go ahead and try it on the hands. Oh yeah, the spray bottle is not good. I'm actually glad I had my eyes closed because that like literally went on my eyeball. And I know my hands look kind of gross right now. It is actually nail painting day and I have to go to Walmart and do like a bunch of things, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Look at my nails. They are completely discolored from wearing nail polish. I'm out of my emery board, so I have to go to Walmart to buy that. And I plan on doing some self-care today because this is not cute at all. So this dries down pretty quickly. Definitely don't use a spray because this sucks. But if you spray it on your hand or on a cotton pad, then you will probably get a better result. So we're going to be using the face oil, and this is basically the same ingredients as that toner, so it has the same benefits. Ooh, this has a rose smell. It's really nice. Oh my gosh, this toner is really good. My face feels like butter right now. Holy cow. This is like, I mean, you do kind of get like a little bit of like a slimy texture, but it kind of dries down a little bit. So I feel like you need to kind of let this product really sink into your skin. But it feels really good. My hands feel kind of weird. Like it definitely feels like I have like product on my hands. Like it's not sticky, but it's like, I don't know how to explain this. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, but like I kind of have like this like weird texture on my skin. I can't explain it. It's not sticky. I guess maybe like a little bit greasy, but it feels like, I don't know, it just like feels weird. I kind of don't like that texture, so I'm gonna use some hand sanitizer. So my face does kind of have that weird texture. Like I feel like if you're not like constantly touching your face, and you're gonna be wearing makeup, then maybe it's fine. But if you're someone who is like a texture person and like, I don't know, like I could see this being like bothersome to people who don't really like a feeling of like a product that's like sitting on their face. But obviously I'm gonna be wearing makeup today, so I feel like that's gonna go away. But I don't know, like I don't know if it's the rose or if it's this stuff mixed with the rose. I'm gonna have to do some offline testing myself, but I don't know, it's kind of like iffy for me. So we're gonna go ahead and put on my sunscreen, and I'm just wearing my NYX Blur Sunscreen. And yeah, I have to get some ingredients for dinner tonight, so I have to go to Walmart. I'm also going to be going to Dollar Tree. And I actually just finished having my breakfast today. And honestly, I'm probably going to end up making some more coffee because I feel like I need it today. I woke up pretty early today. I woke up at like 6:30. And yesterday I slept amazingly. So I took my prescription. It's actually called like hydroxyzine. It's like an antihistamine. But it's also used for anxiety because I get like really bad nighttime anxiety. So that medication like really helps calm me down. But it also makes me really, really tired. Like once you take some, like it just literally makes you feel like you are like out. Like I told my husband the other day, the best way to describe it when I'm on this medication is you can cut my arm off and I wouldn't even care. Like you get like so, I don't know, like it's kind of like the feeling of Benadryl without the panic attack part. I don't know if this is like this for everyone, but for me, whenever I take Benadryl, the one that makes you really tired and stuff, that one kind of induces like a panic attack before I pass out from it. And it's just like not a good feeling. I feel like hydroxyzine is in between that, but you don't get a panic attack while taking it. You just kind of feel like really heavy, if that makes sense. So now that I have that on my face, I am going to be trying the Everything Hydrating Balm. This has sunflower seed oil, sweet almond oil, and vitamin E. And this is just basically a stick that hydrates. So we're gonna go ahead and try some under the eyes. Okay, so it's definitely tinted. Kind of have to rub that away. Okay, so this feels really nice. I could see myself using this for like an under eye balm. Or maybe if I'm like on the go and I need something really quick. Now this does kind of have a little bit of a greasy feeling. I don't know if you can see my hands, but kind of leaves like a greasy residue, but I feel like I don't really mind that if it's like under my eye. I personally wouldn't really use this on your face. I don't know, if you're someone who doesn't mind the greasiness under the eye, then you'll probably like this, but if you do mind that, then you probably won't. And you know what I forgot to mention? I forgot to mention at the start of the video, we're going to be using the Marie Claire Smoky Delight eyeshadow palette. I have no idea why I didn't mention that before, but it's a new eyeshadow palette. Well, I actually got this a couple of months ago. I really don't remember the last time I hauled it, but it's been in my makeup drawer for a while. So I decided that today is a good day for us to try some on. And the eyeshadow primer that I'm using today is the Ioni eyeshadow primer. And Marie Claire actually has 2 or 3 eyeshadow palettes from Dollar Tree that you can check out. They've had this for a really long time, and I don't believe it's a limited edition product. And this is what the product looks like. So you have a big shimmer and I feel like this is maybe a highlighter and a bronzer, potentially. Does it say? Okay, yeah, it does say. So this is like a 3-in-1 product. You have the highlighter, the bronzer, and then you have the eyeshadow. How cool is that? Like when I looked at it, I was like, okay, it's just all eyeshadow, but that's pretty neat. So this is kind of like a face palette in one. I don't have many products like that in my collection. So these 4 shades here are the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them on for you guys. So here is the swatch of the eyeshadows. We have a light one here. It's a kind of like a light brown. And then we have a dark brown with some silver flakes. They are very small and scattered, so you probably won't see it on camera. And then we kind of have like a shimmery smoky blue shade. And then we have a yellow nude shade. So I think today we're going to kind of create a smoky makeup look. And to get started, we're going to be taking my eyeshadow brush and I'm going to be applying this yellow nude shade all over the lids. Actually, I'm going to be taking a fluffier brush to apply more product. So this nude shade is very light. I do feel like you have to apply like a lot of coats. But that's with like any nude shade from Dollar Tree. They either don't show up or they're like a weird color. This one kind of has like a yellowy color. I definitely had to swatch this out 4 times to even get the color to show up. I'm just kind of taking that and rubbing that all over the lids. And I'm going in about 4 times. And then for my crease slash like transition shade, I'm going to be going in with this matte brown shade. And we're going to be kind of like tapping in that color. And then with a blending brush, I'm going to kind of smooth that out. And then I'm going to be dipping back into that color again. Kind of like get like a good amount of color in. So this shade is definitely a lighter shade. It looks dark in the pan, but after applying this for 4 times, this is the color you get. And I actually really like that color. I feel like it's a good base color. But I'm kind of getting some patchiness right in this area. And I don't know if it's me or the eyeshadow. But that's kind of weird. So next with my eyeshadow brush, I think I'm going to put that sparkly blue shade all over the lids. And I'm kind of tapping in the color first and then blending it. So this shimmer right here is kind of, it's kind of on the chunkier side. I don't know if it's showing up, but I feel like it has like big flakes to it. And I don't know how I feel about it. It does kind of have like a sheer look to it. Like I feel like this would be good as a topper and maybe not by itself. But you can definitely like layer it by itself. But it doesn't really give off too much of a blue shade. Kind of just gives off like a shimmer, like sheer shade, I guess. I hope that makes sense. Like, cause you can kind of see my lid color popping through just a little bit. And it doesn't really look as blue in person. It kind of has like a gray tone to it. And then we're going to be taking this small brush and we're going to be going into that darker shimmery shade. And I'm just going to be packing that on the outer corner. So we're just going to be using some tapping motions. And actually, I'm going to use my eyeshadow brush for this. You do get some fallout with these eyeshadows. So these eyeshadows are pretty powdery. So then I'm just going to blend that out. And then I'm going to use my fingertips this time, and we're going to go back in with that lighter shade. Kind of pack on that color. Definitely shows up more when you use your fingertips. Like most eyeshadow palettes. And then I'm going to do the same with that metallic blue. And I'm actually bringing it up over the rest of the eyeshadow. And then lastly, we're going to go back in with that darker outer corner shade. And I hope you guys can see it, but you can kind of see the silver glitter in it. And we're just kind of tapping in that shade. And then I'm actually going to be taking that highlight shade and put some on my inner corner. So this highlighter shade, you definitely get some pretty chunky. So there's not chunky glitter, but like I feel like when you pick it up, you can see like the separated powder. I don't know how to explain it. It looks chunky, but then when you apply it on, it kind of like, it's like more fine. And I've actually noticed this quality with cheaper eyeshadow palettes. And honestly, that didn't really do anything for my inner corner. I thought it would like give it like a brighter look, but I'm just gonna have to dig into my other palettes. And then as you can see here, you do get quite a bit of fallout. I look like a freaking ghost. So I actually just put on the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint, and this has 50 FPS SPF. And I feel I did go a shade lighter, and this is definitely not my shade. I tried to match my shade in the store, but yeah, this is just not my shade. So we're gonna be adding a little bit of my foundation mix to kind of even it out. This is honestly why I mix my own foundation. I mostly use like the Maybelline foundation. I honestly should have written down that shade. Like when I went to Target, but I don't know, I just didn't. And I'm not really gonna return it because they're just gonna throw it out. So instead, I'm actually going to be mixing the skin tints with this stuff here. It's really not that big of a deal. So then for under my eyes, I'm actually going to be taking, I guess I can, I guess I'm going to be using these two shades here. So first we're going to use this shade. And we're going to be putting that on the inner corner. So we're going to be getting a little bit of fallout again. I'm going to be fixing that with concealer. But I'm taking that lighter shade and I'm kind of putting that all under the eye. And then we're going to be taking this other shade here. And we're going to be applying that to the outer corners. Kind of darken that up. And then I'm going to be applying that metallic blue shade on the top. And I'm just going to kind of tap it in. Okay, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add on my freaking moisturizer. I had it sitting here and I was going to add this in. And I didn't do it. That's okay. We're not going to be out for that long, but I feel like I already had a lot of like products on my skin that I felt like I was wearing a moisturizer. My skin still feels really good. So I give all the credit to those toners. And we're basically going to just be lining the eyes with a black liner. And I did add some concealer, and we're just going to kind of fix up that under eye. And because this is a smoky look, I feel like it needs a little bit more. So we're going to be adding the Maybelline Studio Eyeliner. And we are going to line the eyes and apply the mascara. I was just laughing at myself. I was reviewing the footage when I was doing the skincare. There was a part in it, and I know I'm not going to be able and I know I'm not going to be able to edit it out, but there's a part when I say the word get, and I kind of like had a weird like vocal moment. I mean, you do kind of get like a little bit of the and I literally started laughing while I was putting on my mascara. It's like sometimes when you talk and like, you know, sometimes like if your throat is like really dry or I don't know. I was literally laughing at myself. And I chose the worst time to laugh because I am doing mascara. But I thought that was so hilarious. I never noticed my mistakes at the time, but I always have to re-watch my clip whenever I'm in between like filming a tutorial to make sure like I said things correctly and you know all that. And I literally laugh at myself. I mean, we all have to laugh at ourselves every now and then, right? Okay, I know I've said this before, but I freaking love the Maybelline Colossal Bubble Mascara. This stuff just makes my lashes look amazing. It looks like I'm wearing falsies. Okay, so now I'm completely done with the eyes. Let me know what you guys think. So for my blush, I am going to be wearing my liquid blush. This is the Ioni liquid blush in the shade Rosette, and it looks like this. This is actually my very first liquid blush from Dollar Tree. I don't know if maybe some of you will remember it, but I got this one when I first discovered it at Dollar Tree. This was about a year ago. And this blush is definitely very potent. So I have to be careful with it. I was hoping I didn't have to wear some powder foundation, but honestly, I'm gonna have to with this non-matching skin tone. I just feel like my face looks like pretty naked without a powder foundation. So we are going a little heavy-handed with this, but this is the only blush I'm gonna wear. God, I can't believe it's like almost 3 o'clock. I was supposed to be out of the door by now, and I just feel like time literally gets away from me. Going back with the nails, I'm actually going to be using a new chrome powder that I got from Amazon. And you know what? I'm also gonna, I'm gonna film it, definitely. So stay tuned for that. I have not filmed a nail tutorial in such a long time, and I did get like a decent amount of views on the last few that I created like last year, and I feel like it had some pretty good feedback, so I really need to get into more like nail looks. So I'm just kind of taking my powder and putting that all over. See, I wasn't looking to do like a full face of makeup because it is literally 105 degrees out today. Here we are. Yeah, and you know what? I might have to go to Target today to pick up another one of these. I'm not sure yet. I may end up just like kind of mixing it with my sunscreen. I don't know. Okay, so for the lips, I'm actually just gonna be eating my lunch right now. God, it's already 3 o'clock. I need to have my lunch and then I'm gonna go to Walmart. But the lip product that we're gonna be using today is the Lip Plumping Serum. And this is in the shade Candy Apple, and this is also by Ioni. And it looks like this. And I'm gonna be wearing this all day. That's a cute color by itself. It has just like the slightest tint of red, but I think it's really pretty. I have used this was from their collection from last year. I believe it was a fall collection, and I really do enjoy their lip serums. I like the color it gives. It does have a little bit of a spicy, tingling sensation. However, the plumping effect, I don't know if it actually does anything, to be honest. At least the other ones that I used. The other one that I have is right here. This is the honey ginger, and this one is actually really, really spicy. It has like a sweet ginger smell to it. And then the candy apple. Can't really smell anything. But I think this is really pretty. I would double check our Dollar Tree. These may be sold out by now. I like that it matches my blush today. So we're gonna go ahead and apply some more bronzer. I did kind of cheat a little bit. I did go in with my Revlon bronzer. I'm really trying to use this stuff up. See, this is why I can't get into face palettes. I completely forgot that this little guy was here. So I think we're gonna apply some on the top. But just know that I am already, actually I'm wearing 2 bronzers underneath, the e.l.f. cream and the Revlon. But we're just gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna be taking a fluffy brush and we're just gonna lightly dab on that color. Okay, honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, when it comes to bronzers, I don't really know, like, I don't really care too much about bronzers, to be honest. They're kind of like all the same to me. But, I mean, I guess it's like pretty, I guess it does add a little bit of color to my face. I just feel like you have to add a little bit because it is pretty, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Potent or whatever. Like a little goes a long way, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and apply the highlighter. I'm a little bit nervous for this one. I did wear it on the inner corner, as you saw earlier. And it doesn't really go well for like an inner corner. I feel like it's too like glittery, or I feel like it's too chunky for a inner corner color. Like I can't explain it. It just feels like the texture is kind of weird. Like it's flaky, but it doesn't go on flaky. Okay, that's actually not bad at all. That's a really nice glow. You see what I mean? It's not like flaky, but like it goes on normally. But then when I wear it in my inner corner, it doesn't really pop up that much. But on the face, that is beautiful. I really like that actually. And I am someone who doesn't mind a good highlighter. And honestly, you're technically supposed to wear a highlighter using a fan brush, but I use my blush brush because I don't know, I'm kind of like lazy like that. I mean, it goes on just the same, but if you use one of those light fan highlighters, you do get more of a like precise application. But I kind of like blending it over the blush a little bit. But that's a beautiful highlighter. I'm honestly impressed. And we're actually going to be going into my other highlighting palette. This is kind of like my go-to all-in-one highlighter palette. This is actually eyeshadow as well, but I'm also using it for highlighter. And I'm going to be taking this kind of like white shade here, and I'm going to be applying that to my inner corner. But I really like this palette. We're just gonna add a little bit to the inner corner. Yeah, as you can see, this highlighter palette is really good. You can actually like see the highlighting effects. And this is literally $1.88 at Miss A. You can get it online, or you can actually check the website to see if your state has a Miss A physical store. And this is the completed look. So my honest thoughts for this palette. I actually really enjoyed using this palette. It's a really great smoky eyeshadow palette. I mean, I feel like the colors are a little bit patchy, I'm not gonna lie. They're very patchy, they're very powdery. However, when you really spend time working with the eyeshadow shades and you kind of like use your fingertips, use your brush, you kind of have to kind of like do whatever works for you. And I feel like if you're someone on a budget, these Dollar Tree eyeshadows are pretty good. The LA colors, and definitely this one. I would definitely try the other colors that they offer. I know there is like a rose toned one, and then I think there's like a colorful one. But I don't know, like when I was using this, I did feel like these are kind of more on the like the cheaper side. And I could just tell because of how like powdery it was, and some of the shades are pretty flaky. Like this blue one here, it goes on flaky, so then when you apply it with a brush, it may separate, and I feel like I mean, obviously with any shimmer shade in any like eyeshadow palettes, it's better to just use your fingertips. But honestly, this is a great palette. If I were to rate this a 1 out of 10, 10 being the best, I would rate this probably a 6 out of 10. Now, the reason why I give it a 6 out of 10 is because, like I said, the eyeshadow is kind of like flaky, and you do get quite a bit of fallout. And another thing is, I feel like you don't really get that many color options with this palette. I do like, though, that it has a bronzer and a highlighter, so it kind of makes it like an all-in-one eyeshadow palette. Maybe you could take this with you when you like travel. When I tried it on my inner corner, I was really like iffy about it because it didn't really show up, but once you apply it to the cheeks, like it adds such like a subtle glow, and I really like that. And the colors that I really like in this palette, obviously the highlighter. This is like a 8 out of 10 for me. And I really like this dark brown shimmer shade. I feel like it makes a really pretty outer corner color. And you definitely can't see the silver flakes in it, but I think it's just a really pretty color. I feel like using these two darker browns together would make a really pretty, like, natural look. So if you were to compare this with the LA Colors eyeshadow, I would definitely go with the LA Colors eyeshadow over this eyeshadow palette. Just because I have used the LA Colors eyeshadow palettes and I really, really love the quality of them. This one, I'm not sure. This one, it's kind of like the second to best. I do wish the colors were a little bit more pigmented. I really do like the brown shades. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So overall, this makes such a great neutral smoky eye. I really like how my eyes turned out. Now, is this going to be like my favorite? Should you go to Dollar Tree and like trip over yourself to buy this palette? No. There are other eyeshadow palettes out there. And you know, honestly, I will probably keep this in my collection. I would like to play around with it a little bit more. You don't really get many options with this, but this could be a really good travel palette. Once I get done with my errand today, I'm going to see how well the eyeshadow actually stays on. But I don't know. I don't really have any complaints with it. I think it's a pretty good eyeshadow palette for it only being $1.25. So I don't know, like if you guys have tried this, let me know what you think. With this skincare line, I definitely really enjoyed the Rose Face Oil. I feel like it's really hydrating, as well as the spray toner or the spray hydrator. It did feel a little bit more like a toner. However, the sprayer I do not like. But applying this with a cotton round, it really does make your face feel like really hydrated. But these products do leave your skin with just a little bit of residue, unfortunately. But I don't really suggest wearing that on its own unless you don't mind that feeling. I mean, these are technically products you should be wearing under your moisturizer. So maybe like if you would wear your moisturizer, which I can't believe I forgot to wear my moisturizer today. Maybe that would have helped my skin texture. And this Everything Balm, I need to use it more, but this product is actually pretty greasy. So just like keep that in mind. I do feel like it would be a good like, maybe like a nighttime under eye balm. I just feel like my makeup would come off with this because it is pretty greasy. So if I were to rate this, I would say this is like a 5 out of 10. Like I like the way it made my skin feel. It did feel hydrating, but it did leave a tint and it was greasy. And this one, if I were to rate this, I would rate it a 8 out of 10. This does leave your face feeling really moisturized. I do really like the packaging. I think it's really cute. It kind of reminds me of a higher end skincare product, but the spray I really did not like. However, once I do finish using this product, I might end up keeping the bottle because I really like it. And the last product that we have to rate is the Ioni Lip Plumping Serum in Candy Apple. These are like a 10 out of 10 for me. You do get like that tingling sensation, but my lips feel pretty hydrated. It does give your lips a little bit of color, and I feel like that's perfect for if you're like on the go or you don't feel like wearing like lipstick but you still want a little bit of a tint. I do highly recommend these. They usually have these whenever they come out with their new makeup line, so definitely keep your eye out in case they have any more in the future, because I'm definitely gonna be picking up more because I really like them. Anything by Ioni is like pretty good. They have like the best lip stuff, blushes. I really like that brand. I really want them to come out with a full eyeshadow palette because I'd love to see more products from them. That would be really cool. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to drink your water and stay hydrated out there. And make sure you go hug your animals today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.